Welcome to episode 40 of World with the Fox. I got Sergio Debari, one of my best black belts, professional MMA fighter, although on hiatus. He's got bigger fish to fry right now. Yeah.
Baby.
Baby. And a few other things. Anyways, so let's get to it, guys. I have 4 topics, okay? So start chiming in as to what you want to see because, as you know, there's only so much we can cover on YouTube, and then we go over the rest on the app. So one of the things I want to weigh in is on the gi versus no gi debate. It's driving me crazy, and there's a couple of different topics that we should go over. And you know, we've talked about sort of the difference in rhythm when you're wearing a gi versus no gi. Usually with the gi, it tends to be a little bit more methodical, more sort of slower paced game. It's very important for you to understand that rhythm and how you can change it when somebody starts to impose that rhythm on you. You probably learn that better with the gi than with no gi. But one other very important thing is innovation. Innovation. A lot of the innovation also comes in from one side to the other and vice versa. So it's, again, important for you to do both. 2, Merkle. We will cover that for sure because most people don't know what it is. Sergio does. It's a wrestling move. And the question was, what's your go-to and how do you deal with Merkle? And I'm not sure if he's asking defensively or offensively, but we'll cover that for sure. Baiting. One of my students actually asked me yesterday, hey Fox, how you doing? And I'm doing really well with the 5-finger guillotine. I'm baiting people. And I just this is what happens when somebody says baiting. Aaliyah, can you show them the board? What it says next to baiting?
Yes.
And then, when somebody's in a position to do a rear naked choke and instead kind of cranks you because you defended a little bit late, we'll probably cover that on the app. So guys, start to chime in if you want to see certain things. We start with the Merkle. It's more of a no-gi, but today's a gi episode. I did 2 no-gi, so let's do the gi. It's the same thing. So, for whatever reason, maybe the guy turtled up, and instead of, he's on top. So instead of going sort of basically reverse the arms, this is where it starts. All right? So now Sergio goes into, and go ahead, finish up. So either Sergio, yeah, nice and easy. That's my bad leg.
Sorry.
Okay, so he goes into a knee bar or a heel hook. Since we're wearing gi, he can't do the heel hook today. But a knee bar is a possibility. The other possibility,
It's easy to get on top.
is to get on top. And to be honest with you, right now, this is a very dominant position. Right here, there's a good chance the guy is going to finish you. So Sergio uses it for 2 different things. One is an entry into the leg. The other one is to get on top and now threaten your, obviously all top side control attacks, but more importantly, the back attack. So how do we deal with this? How do we, counter it? So it's a very, very simple answer, but it starts with, first thing is need to get this underhook. This is everything. Okay? So again, this is everything. This is everything. So right now, if Sergio tries to get on top, he's going to have a very difficult time. Okay? Very, very difficult time. So that outside underhook, guys, I don't know if you remember, when we went over the octopus guard, a lot of times, I'm seeing a lot of clean entries, and it's very difficult. Once the guy's in position, if you let him get kind of to get under your arms, sit out that far, you're going to get swept. So you need to make sure you deal with it when you get swept. Same thing here. If you can't stop it, in time, then you need to make sure you deal with the aftermath. So one more time. This is everything. This. Okay? Now, a lot of times when the guy tries to scramble up on top, he's posting on that arm. So rather than me trying to scramble on top, I'm getting this underhook. To be honest with you, I don't really care, even if he had this leg. This, I'm going to stop. This I'm going to win. So I don't focus on getting on top because I'm focusing on getting the grip under his arm, which now allows me to either get into a gatame submission or a sweep. So that's basically how I deal with the Merkle, and that's how the guy doing the Merkle can go again into the legs or get on top.
We had a question from Michael A. From the same setup position, how do you deal with the deep whizzer when they're grabbing your gi, preventing the throw by in a dogfight position?
Okay. So you have a this here. Yeah, you have a deep. So it's not the same position. So the difference is, first of all, I have usually my leg is going to be in the inside, but it doesn't matter if it's, go ahead, let's switch. If it's on the outside. So if anytime the guy has a whizzer that I cannot beat, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push into him, and then I'm going to roll. So you just want him to commit his weight into the whizzer, okay? So it doesn't matter whether I need to make sure I get my leg back a little bit. I don't want him to sort of grapevine it. So it doesn't matter whether I'm outside. So as I push, and Sergio, how do you like them apples? This is actually a very, it's all it is decent timing, and make sure you get your head between his legs. It doesn't, like, again, so let's start from here. So how do we, maybe you got into the dog fight from and here we are. Okay? So again, I will push into him as soon as he commits, but right now Sergio's not committing because he's pushing into me. What he needs to do is pull me down. Yeah, that's where you start to lose a dog fight. That's what I'm looking for. I want him to basically start to not just push into me. So I push into him, but the most important thing for him to do is not just push back into me, because that I may win that. But as he starts, that's it. And you can do this to somebody way bigger than you. All it is timing. And I won the dog fight. I'm the king of dogs. So that's how you deal with a strong whizzer. You can also, you can limp arm that, like sometimes the guys teach sort of when you're in a strong whizzer, just limp arm and take his back. I found that if the guy's got a really good whizzer, that's hard to do. I basically, what I'm doing is I push into him. The answer for him is no longer to push back. He needs to use the whizzer to get my head down. That's when he starts to win that dog fight, and that's when I basically roll under. So again, when I'm rolling under, so as he's pushing in, so I push, I fold. That's it. That's it. It's that simple.
Michael said thank you for that answer. We had a lot of good mornings from Raji, MJ.
Raji, when are you coming back?
Oh,
Don't play basketball.
Well, you'll be in Costa Rica with us.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
We had one last question from Fight IQ. He wanted to get your concepts for sweeps. What is like your favorite, or what are your concepts for it?
I usually, for the concept for sweeps, I usually use from the guard is threat of submission. That's, like a lot of people use sweeps to set out, whatever they set up as sweep and then go into submission. I kind of reverse that philosophy. So a lot of times, I'll get, playing for the grips, and now there's a threat of submission. Yeah, Sergio will sweep himself. Go back up, Serge. Turns his head. And go ahead. How do you defend this? Yeah. That's sort of how I approach everything. Guys, let's go really quick through the other topics. We're gonna do the detail. Yeah, why? What are you laughing about?
No, We are running out of time, and we have one question from Ensberg. But what we can put on
Ensberg,
the app.
what's your question? You're on the app too, I know.
Yes.
Guys, get the app. There's a lot of information. So whatever you see on YouTube, the app has a lot more details, and it's also, more importantly, it's classified in a way that literally can make sense to just about any brain. Well, most of the brains out there.
One more. Ensberg's question we'll take up on the app. But we had L Carlton. He had one question. Would you roll out the same way if they attack your turtle with a 3/4 Nelson?
I have no choice. I have to. I have no choice. He's forcing me to go this way.
So, again, yeah, there's certain things that sometimes you cannot. Once you let the guy get good grips, it's going to be very difficult for you to counter them. Guys, I really want to cover this topic. We're going to cover it in baiting. Do not bait